Now, what kind of treatment do Ebola patients receive in the treatment centers?
So I'm not a doctor, so I'm not going to give you a completely accurate answer, but it's mainly rehydration. So you lose a lot of body fluids if you get Ebola. So as far as possible, the doctors would try to medicate to stop any symptoms like diarrhea and vomiting, and then use oral rehydration solution. And avoid giving injections or IV fluids as far as possible, and only do it when they felt absolutely safe. So to prevent vomiting, for example, they would try to give an oral pill, for example, but if that wasn't possible, sometimes they'd give an injection, intramuscular or intravenous, if they felt it was safe to do that.
Now, I know you're not a doctor, but maybe you can shine some light on this. Do you know why some people are able to survive the disease and why some people don't? Is there a reason?
I think that's quite a good question. I don't think anyone really knows exactly why some people survive and some don't, and we're looking into it as an important research question. So we found that people who arrived at our treatment center who had fewer symptoms and had a lower viral load, which we could determine through lab testing, they did a bit better. They were more likely to survive, but it wasn't a guarantee. So it seems that perhaps those patients that we get earlier in the state of disease, perhaps they do better. And also children seem to do better than adults, and we're not sure why. And then I think it's up to a person's own immune system to battle with the virus. And there's so many different variables that come into play, and it might even depend on how you were infected with the virus and how big a dose of the virus you got within your body, and how easy it is for your immune system to fight back. And if you have any other sort of other health problems, I mean, Sierra Leone before Ebola had huge health system problems. There's malaria, there's TB, there's HIV, there's measles. It has a very low life expectancy, so it's not as if it was the healthiest, country in the world beforehand. So you never know quite what you're going to find when you have an Ebola patient in front of you. You might have an Ebola patient, but also an HIV patient, or many other sort of co-infections.
Now, what are the chances that this is going to spread beyond West Africa? I know we've had little controlled cases of it in other countries, but what are the chances that this is actually going to have a widespread from West Africa into maybe the rest of Africa and even to South Africa?
I am not a wizard. My opinion is that I think, just like we've seen in the US and in Spain, we may have a few isolated cases, and maybe a few contacts of those cases will get infected. And I think it's quite promising based on that they've managed to contain it in Nigeria, and it hasn't spread too far outside of West Africa, that the world is now on very high alert, and we should be able to contain it. So I think it's quite unlikely that it will spread from country to country to country. And I think the extent of the outbreak in West Africa is mainly because it took everyone by surprise. And as we've seen today, everybody is on high alert for Ebola.